Anytime you do a restoration project, the body and paint work is really key. If you don't get this right, it really doesn't matter what the motor turned out or how the interior looks. If you don't get the body and paint right, the whole job is going to be pretty much off. So I come into this with over 30 years of painting experience. I paint professionally. This project, I pretty much did every minor detail that it needed. I wasn't in a rush to get it done. It was more about, doing everything properly and correctly and producing something that would last, and look great. When I'm done, I plan on showing the truck. With the history of the truck, I don't plan on driving it and putting any miles on it, so it'll always be a trailer queen, I guess you would call it.
Cool, baby.
Okay. So today my friend Skip has came over to help me start the motor for the first time. He's also the master mechanic that did all the work on the motor. He disassembled it. He cleaned both the interior and the exterior of the motor. He also was able to find an NOS gasket kit that has the original cork style gasket to keep it all original. He did all the reassembly of the motor, put it back to the correct specs. He also painted the exterior of the motor, and the carburetor, which was in a box in the truck, he rebuilt it and reassembled everything with it also. He has came over today to help start the motor for the first time, as I said, and he's also going to do the timing and the tuning and get everything so it runs smoothly. Okay, so here is the finished product. I've been almost 3 years working on this. Pretty much everything is done on it, and I wanted to get this YouTube video out and let everybody see it. When I started this project, I wanted to return it to showroom condition, something that just came off out of the assembly line, and something that you would have went in and this is what you would have got. However, as I was going along, a lot of it's nicer than what they were putting out back then. I couldn't bring myself to put the type of paint that they were using on this. This has got water-based, modern, some of the highest quality that they make. Also, I wanted to use all the original parts, everything I could from the truck, so I either restored them, cleaned them, painted them, whatever the process they needed. That's what got put back on them. If the parts were unusable, I searched and bought all NOS. I did buy some used stuff, and I also bought a donor truck that I could pull, parts here and there, just little things that I needed. I did have to replace the bedside. It was trashed, and the donor truck had a really good bedside, so I was lucky to see that. I probably used, the thing has like 10,000 nuts and bolts, and I probably only changed out maybe like 20 of them or something were rusted or broken. So pretty much everything that I could use from the truck is, it's back on it. And where I couldn't find replacement parts, if it was new stuff, I went the highest quality I could get. So some of the systems, the brake lines and the gas lines, all of the brake system is brand new, all of the gas system is brand new, every component's brand new, and some of those are actually modern parts that would have been on it, but there's very few parts that, even like when we rebuilt the motor, we put the original gaskets, the cork gaskets that it would have had. So not a lot has been changed, and everything on it is pretty much original. So let me show you what I've done. So when I first got the truck home, one of the first places I started was at the motor. I wanted to make sure if it was going to be okay or if it was something terrible that happened sitting all those years. We took it out, we took it apart. It had sat for years with the carburetor off, so the intake was rusty. There was a mouse that made a nest in it, and the intake was pretty messed up. But the rest of it was really good. It was impressive that oil in it was still the original oil, and it was clean, brand new looking. Took it apart, cleaned out. Had a little surface rust, around the cylinders, and we, just cleaned it out and cleaned everything up and put everything back in. It's got all the original everything in it, rings and pistons and everything's original. And then as far as all the systems, the booster I had rebuilt. It's the original, but it's been rebuilt. This is actually a new, the master cylinder is new. The proportioning it was rebuilt. The carburetor ended up being in the cardboard box in the car, so I got it. And we rebuilt it and put it all together, and it started right up. I think everything under here is pretty much all original parts. Some of the hoses and stuff I had to replace, so I was able to find original on those. The transmission, I didn't really do anything to the transmission. We took it apart and put in new seals and cleaned it really good, and it shifts fine, everything works fine with it. The exhaust is all the original exhaust. There was also a mouse nest in it when I took it apart. But yeah, we sandblasted it and put a high temperature baked on coating on it, and so pretty much everything on this is still original what I had, so what it came with. Show you the inside. Okay, so this is how the interior came out. Having to move the camera around because it seems like it looks really dark to film it. Still has the, see if I can get that, the 3.7. That's the original mileage. Has the original GM radio. Everything in here works. So I was putting everything together. I made sure everything was functional as I put it in. It's the headliner. The seat is pretty cool. The seat is original vinyl. It has the cushion, everything in it was fine. The springs and everything were all perfect, none of them were bent. So just took it all apart and sandblasted and cleaned it up, and had a new seat sewn. The guy that sewed it was, I believe, in Missouri. He does several of these. He ended up having original vinyl, and that's what I ended up with. The steering wheel's original. I did have to replace the windshield. They come with a laminate, and from all the years of sitting, the laminate between the glass had blistered. It was pretty messed up looking. A lot of these little components I had to replace. Brake release is new, but it is NOS. Most of these gauges and stuff are what it came with. The radio I replaced. The radio was, the chrome on it had all been pitted, and the knobs they were gone. Well, that's pretty much the interior. So this is really cool. In behind the seat next to the jack, the lug wrench and the little extended, like for the jack extension, comes in this plastic kind of a styrofoam like stuff. It was still in pretty good shape. Sure, most of the trucks around, this piece is gone. Show you the inside of the bed while I'm right here. This is the one bedside I had to replace. All the lights and these moldings, these are all NOS, all original. The tires are all what would have came on it. They're from Coker. They're the L7815s bias ply, and according to Coker, they're using the same molds or whatever that originally were used on these trucks. So this is what you would have got. Fuel lid was gone. That's an original. Back glass is original. The stainless around the back glass is basically 3 pieces. I spent, I don't know, about an hour and a half per piece, polishing and cleaning them, but the stainless just polishes up. They look brand new. And then this does come with the cargo light. That's the original. It was in the truck. I did replace the lens, so that's a new lens, but the rubber and the outer piece are original. The door handles being chrome, they were pitted, so they're new. The mirrors cleaned up. They were actually also in a cardboard box in the truck. Again, the stainless on the windshield, it's all original. It was on the truck, just polished and cleaned. I was able to find the original style wiper blades. The wipers they were on the truck, just cleaned those as well. The antenna was on the truck. I don't know how this will show up. The front grille, the outer is an original NOS grill, the one that did come with it, but it was pretty bad condition. The center is original. The little bezels are original. The headlights are original. The lights in the bumper, they came in it, but they were like faded, so I did replace those with originals. The bow tie was really disappointing. It was like really nice condition, really sharp, and I was polishing it and made a mistake and destroyed it. So this is an original, but not to this truck. I'm still looking for one marker light. Parts for these are hard to find. I wanted to get the video out. Wasn't going to have a marker light stop me. This one does have the, let's see if I can get a picture of it. It has the toolbox on the side. That thing was a lot of time. Turned out really, really nice. Kind of glad it has it. When I started, I didn't think I was very glad it had it. You can't really see the underside of the truck, but everything underneath is pretty perfect condition. Every nut and bolt on this was taken apart. You know, the underside is just as pretty as the outside. Oh, I'm almost out of film, but I wanted you to know it also runs. Okay, I'm on.